Today we are not here to mourn death. Today we are here to celebrate the life of a very famous Minecraft YouTuber, Technoblade. For those of you who are unaware, like either because you just simply haven't heard the news yet, or because, you're not in the fandom, I guess. Yesterday, Techno's family released the final video on his channel titled So Long Nerds, which I think I will be linking in the description of the video. And in it, Techno's father gives us the news that Techno has unfortunately passed away. He told us that Techno's real name is Alex, not Dave like some people were thinking it was. It's actually Alex, not Dave. One of his siblings called him that in a video once, I think. And yeah, he gave us Techno's final words. The video is about 6 minutes long, but yep. So, yeah, that sure is a way to end off the month of June. But like I said, we are not here to talk about his death. We're here to talk about him while he was alive. He was a very funny content creator. My parents liked watching him as well. But you see, I'm not just here to talk about his death. I'm not just here to say, oh, he'd want us to stay strong, he wouldn't like to see us sad. I'm not here to say any of that, because if you've watched this video, you've probably already had a whole bunch of people telling you that all day, for the past couple days, I guess. No, I'm here to thank him for something. If it were not for Techno, I probably wouldn't be here right now. And I don't mean that as in a dead way. No, that's not it at all. But I mean here, making this video. But I guess maybe I should go back a little bit first. It was mid to late December 2020. Unus Annus had ended about a month ago by this point, maybe over a month. And I still am, I'm still a fan of Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Crank Gameplays, even if I don't watch their stuff as much anymore. I'm still a fan of them, I just don't watch them as much. But I used to be a really big part of this fandom that's about their egos, or these characters they play. At the end of October in 2020, Jack released what is the most recent, and recent is in air quotes here I suppose, video about his ego or character Marvin the Magnificent, a magician. A few weeks later, Unus Annus ended. Now at around this time I was at a new school. One of the few friends who had gone with me to this school, I couldn't really see because the school had a sort of alternating days system, and me and that friend were on different days, and I was incredibly lonely, and me being an introvert did not help. I kept seeing these recommended animations, animatics, whatever you want to call them, of something known as the Dream SMP. Now for those of you who watch me or are watching this video who don't know what the Dream SMP is, it's this Minecraft server created by Dream, as you can probably guess from the name of it. And it started out as just Dream and his buddies messing around on a Minecraft server. And it turned into a story that the creators began trying to, there's a story, there's lore now. The streams, which are literally called lore streams, And it had started earlier that year. I had heard a little bit about it on social media, but I had not been interested in that time because, again, Mark, Jack, and their egos and all that, you know. I was more interested in that at the time, but with no new content in sight due to COVID and all that, and Una's Honest, the one thing I'd really kept myself entertained with at that point, was gone as well. And like the animations and other like clips from it I'd seen made it seem interesting, but like I just never found the time to watch it. In mid to late December, I started seeing clips from streams that Tommy and Techno did. Now, for those of you who are in the fandom, you'll probably be able to guess what time period this was. This was right after what is known on the server as the Exile arc, when Tommy was exiled from L'Manberg. And this was the arc immediately following that people have named the Bedrock Bros arc, named after, like, I guess the duo name between Tommy and Techno. At this time, Tommy was living in Techno's basement hiding from Dream. This is all in the roleplay, by the way. This is not... all the creators are very nice friends with each other. This is just in the lore. I'd like to just make that clear right here, right now. And one of the first clips I had really seen when it officially came out, pretty much, was a clip from both Tommy and Techno streams where they confronted Dream at the Nether portal. And here's a clip of, and it's here that where one of my favorite clips, still to this day, of the server comes from. And I'll play it here.
Listen, you're gonna come with me, or I'm gonna burn your disc.
Oh, that's gonna be a bit of a problem, Dream. Because this guy's with me.
And there it is. That entire scene, honestly, is among my favorites. It still is, even after all this time. Even after I lost interest in Techno's character and began getting interested in others like Tommy's, Tubbo's, Rambu's, all of the others. Even as I lost some of my interest in Techno's character, that one still remains one of my favorite scenes in the entire SMP. Regardless of how long it's been, regardless of what my opinions on his character were, that scene has always remained as one of my favorites. Probably due to it being the first I ever really saw. And it's always held a special place in my heart. Even as time went on and my opinions on Techno's character changed, even as I grew more critical of his character and his character's actions, like, I mean, his character did kind of blow up a country on the server and destroyed people's homes, and broke a guy out of jail, but that's besides the point. Oh great, it's raining. That really sets the mood now. Even I still cared about Techno's character and still tuned into his live streams. Even after my opinions on his character became not the greatest, I still liked watching his live streams because they still held a special place in my heart. And because, well, they were the only ones I could really watch live for the longest time. It was not until recently, like we're talking last December recently, that I finally got a Twitch account, where some of you are aware, I live stream on there pretty often, more frequently now that it's summer and I'm out of school. But yeah, for a while, his were the only ones I could really catch live, and so I guess he's always held a special place in my heart because of that. It's late May, early June of 2021 now. Months have passed. I've gotten way more into the lore than I ever thought I was going to. I have grown invested in Tommy's character story, Tubbo's character story, Rambu's, a lot of other people. And even as I lost interest in Techno's, I was still interested in other characters. It was during this time, late May, early July of 2021, that I had finally made a decision, one mostly influenced by Tommy, Tubbo, and Rambo, but it's still a decision I made. I finally said, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a YouTube channel and try to start uploading videos myself. Not because I wanted to be famous, but just because, I don't know, I guess seeing a bunch of other people my age who have gotten famous from it doing it, I guess it motivated me to want to do it. And there's lightning now. Wasn't expecting that. But yeah. And so as the months went by, and even if I couldn't really get, even as I struggled to get into the motivation and, you know, mood to really make videos, it was still something I was interested in. And of course, as the months went by, and even as the lore started to slow down to a trickle, and as it sort of started to go into what people refer to as a lore drought, as I've seen other fans refer to it, I was still interested in the lore. I was still deep into the fandom. And then, of course, sometime last year, I can't remember, Techno came out with a video saying that he had cancer and that's why he hadn't been on that much. At first I was afraid because that's cancer. That's a scary thing to hear, that someone has cancer. But at the time, me and a lot of other fans of his were, you know, optimistic, because, you know, surely he'll turn out okay in the end, like he has to. Technoblade never dies after all, right? A few months later, he gives us an update saying that he almost became an amputee. But, like, they had done, like, a surgery and stuff. And for a while I thought, maybe he's getting better. I think that's what a lot of people thought as well. Months went by, he did a few more live streams. He did a couple more lore streams as well. He got to 10 million subscribers, a dream of his. And I thought, this is it. This is great. He's doing better. He's doing better. And then, and just, you know, everything seemed to be going so great. A couple of months ago, he released a video where he tried to do Minecraft in VR again. I thought it was funny. It's been a couple years since he's done that. And then, of course, yesterday, June 30th, 2022, Techno's family released what is probably going to be the final video on that channel, where they say Techno has passed away. And I cried. I didn't know him personally. But, you know, I still lost someone. Okay, don't cry now, you've been doing so good. Okay. And his real name was Alex. He said in, like, a final paragraph of, like, words that he wrote, he said the line, "My siblings will be able to go to college if they want to." His siblings will be able to go to college. All of this is to say, and I reiterate, I feel like I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for Techno. Techno helped introduce me to so many other creators that I still watch. Some of them are even my favorites. I loved Sleepy Boys Inc., the SBI, the group of him, Tommy, Wilbur, and Phil. All their friends, most of the creators on the Dream SMP, even some who aren't on there. And think about it. What if I just decided to just stay out of the Dream SMP and all that? What if I just decided to ignore the videos of it in my recommended, decided to never check out his channel or anybody else's? But then, I doubt I'd be here right now. And I'm not saying that I like to get famous, that's not it at all. That's not what I wanted. Actually, I did this so I could get more used to talking in front of people. If it were not for techno, I would probably not be here right now. Wouldn't have a Twitch account, wouldn't be as into Minecraft as I am now. And I feel like I owe him for it. I feel like I owe it to him that I'm here now, talking to you guys. That I stream on Twitch. That I'm trying to be a YouTuber. That I'm as into Minecraft as I am. That I haven't been this into Minecraft in years. And yet an anarchist pigman wearing a king outfit was pretty much enough to re-spark that interest. This funny little Minecraft server made of mostly young adults and a few teenagers was all it took to just re-spark that love that I had for this game. Even though I doubt that any of them will watch this video. Even though I doubt that any of them will watch this. To Techno's family, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry for your loss. He was so young. And I truly hope that you all will have happier days than this. To the other content creators, to Wilbur, Tommy, Phil, even though again I'm pretty sure you guys will never see this video, will never hear this. I'm so sorry to all of you, because I don't know what kind of pain you're going through right now, but I can almost guarantee that the pain I feel right now is nothing compared to what you guys are going through. Yeah. To the other fans who might be watching this, we'll get through this. We'll keep him alive in memory and spirit and in our hearts. Technoblade never truly dies. He said it himself. And wherever he is, if he can hear this, to Technoblade, to Alex, wherever you're at, whatever afterlife you're in, hopefully heaven, because I feel like you deserve that after everything you've done. Thank you. Thank you, Techno, for everything you've done for me. You've done more for me than I think you'll ever be able to know. You and the other creators, but you especially, because you were the first domino that was tipped over. You've done more for me than I think you'll ever be able to know. Thank you so much. And I hope wherever you're at that you're at peace. I'm so happy that you're no longer in pain, that you're no longer hurting. And I hope from the bottom of my heart that you're at peace. Thank you so much for what you've done. You and your friends, but especially you. You will be greatly missed by millions. I won't let your memory die, buddy. Never. Not at all. You will not die. Technoblade never dies, remember? I hope to see you again someday. Hopefully in the far distant future, not anytime soon. Thank you for everything. Rest in peace, buddy. Rest in peace, Technoblade. Rest in peace, Alex. Technoblade never dies. Goodbye, Techno. And thank you for everything.